Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to tackle Chapter 11 Destination Management and Smart Destination. Our first presenter, may I request Miss Bella?
An introduction. It is increasingly challenging for destinations to attract visitors given that almost every location on the planet seeks to do the same. Gaining a competitive advantage requires the development of a brand image and engagement with effective distribution channels to influence travelers' choice of destination. Promoting and managing a destination is a different endeavor to promoting and managing a private sector firm, requiring coordination with different stakeholders and the management of public sector tourism resources. This task is the responsibility of the Destination Management Organization, or DMO, also sometimes called a Regional Tourism Organization, or RTO, which is typically funded by government or a combination of government and private sector funds. One definition of a DMS is a comprehensive electronic database of a destination facilities and customers information that can be accessed by travel counselors and or travelers themselves, either in the destination or in the origin region. Next slide. In a study of DMSS in the USA, according to ZA 2007, examined various e-commerce and website feature. They identified the following three functions of web-based marketing for DMOS. Number one is web content, information provision such as search functions and listing of tourism facilities, attractions, and services. Number two, web promotion, techniques to attract visitors from other channels such as search engine optimizations and advertisements on other websites. Number three, web e-commerce, transactions related features targeting behavioral outcomes of visitor. Their research also shows that DMSS tends to focus mostly on information provisions and marketing, less on building interactive functions of a DMS website. They advise how DMOS strategic development of their sites requires a continuous process according to SAC 2007. Many issues must be considered by DMOS as they strategically design their DMS. Most important are its economic structures, the typologies of information included, the technology used, its interfaces with other systems, and its organizational structure. These factors are affected by issues such as the geography of the destination, the nature of tourism to the area independent or group, the preferred modes of travel, air public transportation or private automobile, the political environment of the DMO. Management systems dimension. There are five operational dimensions to be considered when a DMS is designed. There are informations dimensions, the communications dimensions, the transactions dimensions, the relationships dimensions, and the technical merit dimension. According to Lee and Wong 2010, the success of a DMS is highly dependent on the informations dimensions, which includes detailed, accurate, comprehensive, and current information. This is challenging since rates, schedules, timetables, events, and opening hours change with the days, weeks, months, and seasons. Also, many tourism products require detailed descriptions and multimedia to portray each product. Design of this information's dimension therefore must consider this time sensitivity and product complexity. Timely information collection is delegated to the local tourist offices, which note and communicate more often with different suppliers. However, the product information is obtained from suppliers by a regular questionnaires sent by the DMO, with more frequent updates coming by phone or online. Example, if the data is false or misleading, the entire DMS could lose its credibility. And evaluations or classification systems ensure quality control or product information. In some destinations, the Chamber of Commerce, the hotel associations, or the automobile club have a classification systems that can be used in the DMS. The DMO may check the accuracy of the information to be entered into the DMS, or it may trust each other's information. Next slides, please. The relationship dimension, the ability to customize and personalize information for the tourist and to ensure customer privacy. It's necessary to build those relationship features such as lectors, incentive programs, and special offers or discounts can also be included to further develop the relationship. The user friendliness of the DMS and its ability to inspire travelers and evoke a favorable first impressions of the site and destinations are important, according to Kim and Fessenmeyer 2008. The technical merit dimension, how quickly the site loads, how visually attractive it is, whether the links to other sites such as attractions are operational, and how easy it is for the customer to navigate the DMO websites are all important factors in its designs. In general, the transactions and relationship building dimensions on DMO websites are not so common, but more progressive destinations can gain a competitive edge over others by developing this dimension, according to Lee and Wong 2010 to 2011. In some countries, the transactions dimension is deliberately ignored because there is a view that government organizations should not compete with private enterprise when it comes to booking of travel experience. A meta study of papers on the quality of DMS websites found 9 qualities to be most important in their design. They are: first is the quality of the informations on the website, second is the ease of use, third is the responsiveness of the site, four is the level of security and privacy, five is the visual appearance and aesthetics, six is the degree of trust, seven, the level of interactivity, 8 is the personalizations, and 9 is the ability of the websites to fulfill tourist questions, according to Park and Gretel 2007. As we have seen, the DMS is the electronic platform that brings all stakeholders together in the destination.
Destination Management System Organization. The main focus is on DMS, which can be implemented at national, regional, or local levels. A nationally centralized system is more likely if the initiative and founding come from the national level, especially in smaller countries with close affiliation between DMO and the local tourism office. The Australian Tourism Data Warehouse, or ATDW, is given as example of centralized national DMS. Advantages of centralized national DMS. Information on tourism facilities is accessible on a single site. This is particularly beneficial for countries with independent and multi-destination travel. It also, all Visitor Information Center, or VIC, and Foreign Market Office have access to the central database. It facilitates interfacing with other travel industry systems like GDS and CRS. Regional or local DMS. It compares nationally centralized destination management system, or DMS, with regional or local ones. Nationally centralized systems are more costly, prone to technical issues, and challenging to update, especially for large countries. Regional or local DMS are preferred alternative, particularly in large countries like USA, where the initiative and founding come from the local level, and regional or local tourism office are autonomous. Advantages of regional or local DMS. Updating regional database is easier because local staff have more contact with and knowledge of local industry. Touchscreen visitor kiosks located outside VICS are useful when office staff are busy. Mobile access to DMS databases make physical terminals less necessary. Study show visitor preferred experiential information offer accommodation and logistic information. Lang. Dali lang. The text points out that the national centralized DMS offering benefits can be costly due to the data communication expenses and prone to technical problems. While a centralized national DMS may also struggle to contain a comprehensive amount of information on economic distribution channel and tourism trends. Destination management system. Changes in the consumer market and competition are pushing DMO managers to view IT as a strategic management, integrating a DMS into an organizational fabric of, of the DMO support brand image and strategic plan. This requires commitment from top management and staff training on the new technologies, maintaining consistent online and offline strategies focusing on cultural identity, heritage, and other public goods is a challenge. A cultural identity strategy is better than a product-oriented approach. Challenges faced by DMOs. Challenge includes understanding the role of internet technology in marketing, designing websites that meet customer needs, and ensuring proper cultural and technological conditions are in place before implementing a DMS. Collaboration between firms is also crucial. The final section discusses that the management aspect of DMS in context of changing consumer markets and increased competition. DMO managers are increasingly view IT as a strategic management tool. When integrated into the organizational fabric of DMO, a DMS can support a brand image and strategic plan of destination. It requires a commitment from top management and high level of technological knowledge. A successful DMO strategy should focus on cultural identity, heritage, and other public goods. Long-term strategic planning for DMS. Long-term planning is necessary for the purchase, implementation, staffing, and maintenance of IT applications. Appropriate budgets are needed not only for initial purchases but also for maintenance and future upgrades. DMOs may outsource IT application, particularly in design and programming. If internal expertise is lacking, e-business application in resource planning and logistics can improve efficiency. DMO's top skills and qualification. Implementing new Web 2.0 technologies requires DMO staff to possess specific skills and qualification. A lack of funds for training, time concentrates, and the attitude towards IT professional can hinder this. Financial consideration of a DMS. The financial aspect include development, implementation, and operational costs, as well as generated revenue, funding usually comes from DMO budgets based on perceived benefits. Operational costs include maintenance and update. Revenue from the DMS is often limited. DMOs need to understand the internet technology must do more than just replace older methods. It needs to cater to customer unique needs and preference. The purchase, implementing, staffing, and maintenance of IT application required a significant budget. Implementing new Web of 2.0 technology requires DMO staff to possess specific skills and qualifications and are resistant to adapting new technologies from IT professionals. Next. So, costs and fees. Most suppliers are listed at no cost, but the DMO finances all operation costs. Suppliers and destination are charged a nominal annual fee for listing. If suppliers are companies rather than SMEs, willingness to pay favors larger, more financially secured entities. If payment is not required or minimal, all suppliers in region are included. Smart destinations use information technology to enhance visitor experience and integration into their surroundings. This enhances the quality of life for both visitor and residents. Example, include interactive bus schedule, USB charging ports, and smartphone apps for convenient transportation. Many cities around the world have invested in free Wi-Fi, location-based information service, and smart payments system to enhance visitor flows and convenience. Beacons and embedded sensors are used for communication. Idea that is integrating information technology into destination, which improves the visitor experience and integrates them into their surrounding, enhancing their quality of life. Example was highlighting interactive buses schedules that uses in Barcelona that many cities globally provide free Wi-Fi on transportation that located in the information system. There are three essential components of smart tourism. There are smart destination requires investments to improve infrastructure, foster innovation, and enhance quality of life and sustainability. Smart experience component focuses on technology mediated tourism experience enhanced through personalization, context awareness, and real-time monitoring. Smart business is the complex ecosystem supporting the exchange of touristic resources and co-creation of tourism experience. The diagram below was visually represent the data flow within the smart tourism ecosystem. It shows how the data is collected, exchanged, and processed to support the three components of smart tourism. The data flow is crucial to provide the personalized and enhanced experience that defines smart tourism. It also shows the interconnectedness of data collection, exchange, and processing in creating the smart experience, business, ecosystem, and destination. Next. Next. Smart tourism relies on data collection, exchange, and processing. According to Gretzel, 2015 highlight a shift in technological condition for destination management. The smart tourism framework necessitates technology for open, innovative collaboration platform among tourism stakeholders and sectors. Within the smart tourism framework, technology connects physical and digital worlds, offering services to travelers throughout their trip. Shank 2018 emphasizes technology's connection to every aspect of travel and tourism, enabling the tracking, analysis, and interpretation of travel behavior leading to tourism big data. Technology allows for a broader perspective on destination management leading to new measures and information system. Next. E-tourism focuses on using IT to provide tourism-related information to travelers before and after their trips. Smart tourism leverages the interactive nature of the internet and the media to connect the physical and digital worlds, offering services and solutions during the trip. This requires collaboration among different sectors of tourism industry. Shift in table 11.2. Shift in technological condition from e-tourism to smart tourism. The core idea about the smart tourism is that integrating information technology into a destination that improves the visitor experience and to integrate them into their surroundings. The text explained that the smart tourism relies on the collection, exchange, and processing of data that requires a new way of thinking about the role of information technology in destination management. The text emphasized that smart tourism uses technology to create open and innovative platform for collaboration. This big data provides a broader understanding of travel patterns and allows for the development of new measures and information system of tourism management. The table illustrates how smart tourism moves beyond simple providing information to actively shaping and enhancing the traveler's experience in real time through the integration of physical and digital technology and the analysis of large data sets.
Okay, so the next is Industry Insight or Tour MIS. Okay, first is it provides a platform for multiple destinations to share their information with each other, thereby increasing their joint competitiveness. The next is European Cities Tourism or ECT is an example of destination sharing tourism information for mutual benefit. Next is the purpose of ECT is to build opportunities for joint marketing activities and to represent city tourism industry interest at the European Union. So Tour MIS or Tourism Management Information System was designed by Professor Karl Weber, President of Modul University, Vienna. Okay, so access to Tour MIS is free, guaranteeing broad utilization among many cities and widespread discussion about the trends based on data. Okay, so Tour MIS is a comprehensive and accurate source of European tourism statistics, including overnight stays, tourist arrivals, and accommodation capacities. Next slides, please. The next is research insight or spatial visitor tracking. It provides detailed data on roads, destinations, transport modes, and time spent at locations. Tracking tourist behavior is easier in urban areas because cities have the dense infrastructure, defined paths, and concentrated attractions, making movement patterns more predictable and easier to analyze compared to rural areas with spare and less structured environment. So numerous studies around the world have used GPS system to investigate spatial movement of tourists in cities. Example of cities are Sydney and Melbourne in Australia, Hong Kong, Norwich, UK, Rouen, France, and Koblenz, Germany. GPS tracking offers a precise means of determining how tourists around the city, the routes they select, and the places they spend time and modes of transport use. And it easier to track tourist behavior in urban rather than rural. Next slide, please. Okay. So tourism analytics with big data. Analytics Analytics is generally understood as the discovery and communication of meaningful patterns in data. Although conventional statistical tools are widely utilized, analytics often takes the forms of simultaneous combination of statistic, computer, programming, and data visualization to generate and communicate useful insight, predictions, and decision for business problems. The second is, in many cases, analytics is connected with large quantities of data. One of the application areas of growing importance is so-called business intelligence in that big data analytics. So it can be used to understand customers, competitors, market characteristics, products, business environment, impact of technologies, and strategic stakeholders such as alliance suppliers. Next slide, Seth. Okay, so in particular, machine learning has progressed dramatically over the past 2 decades. For example, online interactions, mobile devices, and embedded computing to generate large amounts of data for us to understand travel behavior, and machine learning algorithms can be developed to learn from this data to create smart products and services catered to the needs and circumstances of each individual traveler. The last is linguistic data available from social media such as Facebook, Twitter, blogs, and online review sites allow us to examine various aspects of communication and behavior in travel and tourism.
Crisis and risk management. Tourism is an information-intensive industry, and when in chaos, its information needs are exacerbated. The severity and frequency of tourism crises and disasters are increasing dramatically, and destinations need way to mitigate the impact of these crisis or avoid them altogether. Next is crisis management requires flexibility, evaluation, and potential modification to strategy along the way, depending on the nature of disaster and the stakeholders' response. Need knowledge in 3 stages of disaster management identified by numerous authors as pre-crisis, crisis, and post-crisis phases. According to Ritchie 2004, calls 3 stages. First, we have prevention and planning, includes proactive planning and strategy formulation before crisis. IT systems can store policies and databases of relevant information. Next is strategic implementation.
involve strategic evaluation and strategic control, crisis communication and control, resource management, and collaborating with stakeholders. IT and data networks are critical at this stage. Next is evaluation and feedback. Involves crisis resolution and a return to normality. IT can provide communication facilities, websites, and mobile sites for the feedback. At this stage, as you can see, we have the table for the pre-crisis, strategic implementation, and post-crisis. At pre-crisis, there are creates databases of possible disasters with probabilities, cases of previous disasters, best practices from another destination's experts, insurance firms, environmental and social scanning technologies, assign tourism central command center, design monitoring and warning systems, design policy and procedure manuals. Next we have is strategic implementation under activation of plan. First, we have activate tourism central command center in DMO, enact disaster policies and procedure, initiate media communication, oversee monitoring and warning systems, communicate with other general disaster center in the destination. Next is we have post crisis under evaluation and recovery, ongoing situational awareness, communication with tourist and travel suppliers and intermediaries, feedback any best practices and lessons learned into database, design of tourism recovery plan with disaster is over. Next is pre-crisis preparation. Gather data on potential disasters, best practices, and monitoring systems. Establish policies, procedures, and command center for preventative planning. Next, we have crisis response. Active the plan, monitor the situation, communicate with the media, inform tourist families, and coordinate care for affected individuals using communication technologies. Next, we have post-crisis or recovery. Maintain situational awareness and engage stakeholders, update the knowledge base with the lessons learned, and develop a tourism recovery plan. We're going to continue our discussion with stakeholder management and learning destinations. Tourism destinations can benefit from urban planning researchers to understand how cities and towns become intelligent and learn. So, some of the features of a knowledge-based destinations are as follows. First, we have ubiquitous access of new IT technology for all stakeholders, including local residents, businesses, visitors. Next, we have instruments to make knowledge and information accessible to stakeholders in a systematic and efficient manner. Next is a culture that encourages development of innovative goods and services for the stakeholders. And lastly, we have mechanism to ensure that every stakeholder group is given an opportunity to participate in the innovation process. So according to Campbell 2009, suggests that cities need to create a soft infrastructure to become learning destinations. Soft infrastructure for learning destinations. So first you have core elements. These are local knowledge, learning, and creativity, trust and networks, conversion of tacit knowledge, personal and formal into explicit knowledge, documented formal. Next is collaboration and cooperation. Next, we have IT infrastructure. It is a vital for supporting soft infrastructure by enabling. First, we have event tracking and documentation, database creation, monitoring performance and indicators. Lastly, we have NGO contributions. Non-governmental organizations act as valuable sources of knowledge within the local economy.
Campbell 2009 suggests that cities need to create a soft infrastructure to become learning destinations. Networks and stakeholders. Key, sta- Key stakeholders in learning destinations. Private industry and small medium enterprises. SME, government offices, local residents and NGOs, tourism association and tourists. DMO's role: foster collaboration and communication among stakeholders, develop a common vision for the destination, build trust-based networks to ensure stakeholders' alignment. Knowledge management in DMOs is essential to as destinations grow more complex and competitive. It helps integrate insights and strategies to optimize destinations' performance. Next, the research insight on AI likely illustrates a practical example of how such knowledge-based networks can be implemented effectively. This approach underscores the importance of combining technology, collaboration, and trust to create sustainable and competitive learning destinations. Nunaka and Tekuchi stress the importance of two different forms of knowledge: tacit versus explicit and individual versus organizational or industry knowledge. They indicate that a knowledge-based B2B network needs to foster the dynamic transformation of knowledge so that it can facilitate organizational learning and change. Pasanier et al. Of 1999 translate this theory of knowledge creation and transformation into four basic system elements or functions for tourism management information system. First is marketing intelligence system. Sources is external secondary information to understand broader trends. Second, marketing research system gathers primary data specific to the organization or destination. Third is analytical marketing system processes and interprets data to derive strategic insights. Fourth is internal reporting system tracks and organizes internal data to ensure operational alignment. Classifications of learning destinations adapted from Campbell of 2009. Type of grouping: proactive destinations, destination clusters, destinations one-to-one, destination networks, and the characters of learning. Take initiative in communicate, resource to outward search for knowledge, incorporates knowledge into policy. Some network needs similar types of destinations. Agreements between destinations for exchange purposes. Membership organization with convening power. Next. Example of a knowledge network of tourism destination. The European Network of Cities for Sustainable Tourism, or EMCST. It was founded in 2001 and consists of cities throughout Italy, Spain, Turkey, Greece, and Israel, coordinated by the International Council for Local Environment Initiatives, or ICLEI. European Cities Marketing. This network links city to tourist offices and convention bureaus to share their expertise and work together on business opportunities. More than 134 major cities from 32 countries belong to this network. Next. IT and its application are keys to supporting destination in becoming learning destinations. According to Rochella et al. Of 2009, key drivers for knowledge-based destinations are: first is innovation, constantly improving tourism offerings and management approaches. Second, community participation, involving local residents and stakeholders in decision-making and tourism development. Third is IT technologies, essential for connecting stakeholders and enabling informed policymaking. Destinations that are leading in this endeavor are South Korea, provides government-sponsored nationwide internet access free of charge, empowers both tourists and residents to stay digitally connected at all times. Second is Taiwan, offers tourists free Wi-Fi registration upon arrival, facilitates a smoother visitor experience through accessible connectivity. Third country is United Kingdom, operates a public Wi-Fi network called Cloud, enhances digital access for residents and tourists, fostering a connected community. That's the end of our discussion. Thank you.